Welcome to episode 2 of 10 Minute Marks. I'm Paul.
I'm Jeff.
We've got a few topics to discuss today. We're going to start with the Slammies. In particular, that Undertaker and Shawn Michaels got the match of the year. Jeff, take her away.
Take her away. Some other things to discuss about the 2009 Slammy Awards. Bret Hart being mentioned by Dennis Miller, and how weak the pop was for that Corpus Christi, Texas. And also Cena winning...
Texas sucks.
Also, John Cena winning Superstar of the Year, which if it was up to the fans' vote, that's not surprising. And it's probably deserved because he is probably the most popular superstar among the fans. First thing we want to touch on is Undertaker and WrestleMania 26. Coming off the Slammy Awards, Shawn Michaels came out and accepted the Match of the Year award by himself, which was odd to me. I figured both him and Undertaker should deserve to come out and accept the award together, but whatever. And then Shawn Michaels comes out and challenges Undertaker for WrestleMania 26, and I know Paul had some thoughts on WrestleMania 26 and the Undertaker streak and so forth.
Last couple of years, I was a little 50-50 on whether the Undertaker should lose his streak. I've always been a proponent as far as I felt that if he were to lose a streak, he should lose it to a young guy and that it should mean something. With the exception of Kane, which Kane turned it down because he wanted a younger guy to actually get the pop, the rub or whatever. So Kane would be my first choice just because of the history they've had together. But the last couple of years, I was kind of 50-50 on it because I really loved Edge, and I kind of wanted him to win, although I changed my mind once they had the whole Shawn Michaels and Flair match, because I felt that if both Shawn Michaels and Edge won, that it'd be kind of a downer pay-per-view. So I was totally cool with Taker winning against Edge. But, and of course, Shawn and Taker had a match that completely stole WrestleMania, the last one.
The only good match on the whole show, in my opinion.
Anyway. Yeah, it was definitely one of the few, definitely. So, should he lose his streak? I think at this point in his career, I'd kind of want him to kind of leave WWE with an undefeated streak. But at the same time, if he were to lose to a young guy that deserved it, I'd be totally cool with that too.
I personally don't think Undertaker should ever lose his streak. I really think they should give something for the younger guys to strive for and put a record there in the record books that is like Babe Ruth's home run record. Right. Or Hank Aaron's home run record, or, the single season home run record, or something of that nature. I really think they should just keep that in the record books. Don't let him lose. I didn't like the idea of Michaels Undertaker last year, but I was obviously wrong once I saw the match. I really didn't like the idea because I thought it would be giving away the ending. I thought Undertaker going against a younger guy would at least give some drama to it, because you really didn't know if he was going to win or not. Because I could see him losing to Batista, I could see him losing to Edge.
Oh yeah.
But if you put Michaels in there, Michaels is going to lose, and that to me just killed the whole match. But they still put on an outstanding match. It was incredible.
We were proven wrong.
Yes, I was proven wrong. I really didn't like the idea, but I came out of there thinking, okay, I was wrong about that one, because I forget how good of a match Shawn can put on especially with The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
Future opponents, as far as WrestleMania 26, I would like to see Undertaker go up against Cena. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, but he's about the only big-time guy he hasn't gone up against yet in WrestleMania. He's gone up against Edge, Batista, Triple H, Shawn. So,
anyway,
that's our thoughts on that. Other topics that have come up recently in the internet news is the death of ECW. Apparently, Sci-Fi and WWE are in negotiations to change the ECW show to something different and to do away with the ECW product altogether. Not surprising to me.
Not at all. Not at all.
Once Heyman left WWE and left ECW, that brand was done. It was killed. And the thing is, let's break it down this way. If ECW were to ever succeed, ECW would have to go back to the way the ECW was in the 90s. Vince McMahon would never let that happen, because that would overshadow Raw and SmackDown in a minute.
Oh, yeah,
If you went back to the extreme style of wrestling that ECW was in the 90s and left Heyman in charge with the brilliant genius mind of Paul Heyman, he would kill Raw and SmackDown in a heartbeat.
And that would hurt Vince's ego, which is huge.
And that would hurt Vince's ego, and that would hurt Raw and SmackDown, and so you would never have gotten ECW as popular as people would want it to be. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, it is. And there were other interviews like with Paul Heyman and Rob Van Dam that illustrated that perfectly.
Exactly. So, as far as the death of ECW, it's not surprising. I wish they would have brought back WCW back instead of ECW.
Right.
Because I could much rather see Vince McMahon holding the WCW belt over ECW, and I think fans wouldn't mind that either. But the minute that Vince McMahon won the ECW belt, that just...
Oh, God.
That was not good.
No. And have Lashley get it from him, and then he lost it not long after that.
And the fact that there's only one original left, and none of the originals will touch that show with a 10-foot pole now, except for Tommy Dreamer, because he's just in it for a paycheck right now, in my opinion anyway. But not surprising to me whatsoever, and I'm not going to miss this new ECW at all, and I don't think many fans are either.
I think they're happy to see it go. It's like beating a dead horse.
Yeah, basically. Beating a dead horse. You've already killed the product anyway, so...
Yeah. Let it die in peace.
Exactly.
Rest in peace.
The last subject we don't want to touch on is a very emotional one for both of us.
Yeah, it is.
One of the mentions in the Slammy Awards was when Dennis Miller mentioned Bret Hart and the fact that he's been rumored to be coming back to the WWE in some capacity. I guess the rumors are he's going to host the January 4th Monday Night Raw, which will be in Dayton, Ohio. Could have picked a better place to do it, but due to the timing of... It makes sense in the fact that the January 4th is also going to be the debut of TNA's Monday Night Show with Hogan, so it makes sense.
So we'll give him a pass on that.
Yeah, exactly. And we're finally going to see Hart versus Hogan.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, Hart versus Hogan on TV anyway, if not in the ring.
Yeah. So this is something I'm very excited about because in the last episode I said I was a Bret Hart fan. That's where I started watching wrestling. And so to see him kind of come back in some sort of general manager capacity, at least for one night, would be kind of fun. Plus, it would, if they were to team him up with the Hart Dynasty and give them a little bit of a platform to get over, I think that would greatly help them too.
I could definitely see the Hart Dynasty going up against DX for the unified tag team belts. You think that might happen? I don't know.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, I could definitely
have Bret in the corner. I mean. Or even refereeing the match. I mean,
right. Yeah, there you go. That would be
ratings.
Yeah, so you see him get over on Shawn Michaels. And I think Shawn would do it in a heartbeat, too. I think Shawn and Triple H would have no problems doing that. Having Bret referee the match and then having the Hart Dynasty get over on DX. I don't think anybody in that match involved would have a problem with that.
Nope.
One thing I would like to see come out of the whole Bret Hart and the WWE situation would be... And I know this is going to be a long shot, but I got to go for it anyway. I want to see Bret Hart and Shawn make up. If not on camera, then at least in the news and have Bret Hart come out and accept Shawn's apology.
Yeah.
Shawn has been trying to apologize for so long. And
it would give him the platform to apologize too.
Yes, it would. I really think that it's wrong that Bret not accept Shawn's apology. Or any kind of apology that Shawn is offering. Because Shawn has said on TV before that he would do it in a heartbeat. I really think that it's wrong for him to accept Vince's handshake and forgive Vince for all he did, but not Shawn. And the reason I say that is because it seems really hypocritical of Bret to do so, because Vince can make Bret money, and Shawn cannot. And I really think that in a lot of people's eyes, that's what it boils down to. I can forgive Vince because Vince can still make me money. I don't have to forgive Shawn because he won't make me any money. Right. He won't help me make videos. He won't help me do this. He won't help me do that.
As much as I do love Bret, I could kind of see the argument there because, you know, I want to forgive Vince so I can get pictures for my book, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do the DVD.
Or do the DVD, or, you know, help publicize the book or whatever, or put me on TV. Shawn cannot do that. Vince can. So therefore, I'm going to forgive Shawn, or I'm going to forgive Vince.
I mean, I kind of understand in Bret's defense as far as like Vince was sort of an extra father figure that he ran the company and gave him the belt.
Right.
But on the other hand, I see your argument.
I think if you stack the bad things that Vince did to Bret next to the bad things that Shawn did to Bret, it would be Vince up here, Shawn down here. You know, I realize Shawn did some bad things, but Vince really did more. And to me, that's the whole reason I don't like the idea of that Bret holds still a grudge against Shawn more than he did Vince.